I'm sure there are a lot of people that think truck drivers have it easy. All they have to do is drive a truck from one place to another, right? Wrong. Any trucker will tell you that it takes a certain kind of person with technical expertise, safety awareness, and social skills to have a successful trucking career, which will take time, but it helps to start off on the right foot. As a new trucker, try to follow and master these 7 tips, tricks, and essential skills to have a successful career. Vehicle operation, defensive driving techniques, time management and route planning, adverse weather conditions, load securement, regulatory compliance knowledge, and communication. Let's start off with vehicle operation and defensive driving techniques. If you're just starting and looking into CDL training, make sure you choose a CDL school that offers a comprehensive one-on-one CDL training program like ours here at CNS Driver Training Center. A good CDL program is the best starting point for any trucker. For vehicle operations, you really need to know your truck inside and out and become proficient in operating all its systems. Some key areas to focus on are pre-trip inspections. These are required by law to ensure safety and regulatory compliance. You need to conduct full pre-trips each time you drive, but focusing on the most common issues like brake systems, tires, lights, and cargo securement is a good rule of thumb. Mastering backing and parking maneuvers can be the hardest thing to learn for many new drivers. Basic maintenance knowledge. You don't need to know how to fix your truck or anything, but you need to know the basics like putting on tire chains, hitching a trailer, or just filling and replacing fluids. And last, operating specialized equipment such as lifts or refrigeration units. Another thing a good CDL instructor will teach you is how to drive defensively. If you're already a defensive driver in your daily car, that will carry over to trucking nicely, but just know that a semi-truck is a totally different beast. And unfortunately, other drivers just don't understand that. Driving defensively will help you avoid accidents by being more aware of potential hazards from weather conditions to distracted drivers. If you have any questions about getting your CDL, you can call, email, or fill out the form below, and one of our CDL instructors will help you out. Some tips your CDL instructor will likely mention include keeping a safe following distance. Staying 4 to 6 seconds behind other vehicles is a good rule of thumb. Scan the road ahead and know your blind spots. Slow down. You should always be driving the speed limit, but if you run into bad weather or bad road conditions, slowing down is the safest thing to do. Saving those extra few minutes is not worth the increased chance of an accident. And always use your mirrors. You need to know where traffic is around you at all times, so make sure to check your mirrors frequently. After you're good and comfortable with driving, start to focus on time management and proper trip planning. This can reduce unnecessary costs or even delays that might lead to missing deadlines or deliveries. When planning your route, you should be considering things like traffic patterns, rest stops, and even weather conditions. So a few good habits to have are factoring in required rest breaks and sleeping requirements, monitoring fuel efficiency and potential detours, and familiarizing yourself with routing restrictions like low bridges and weight limits. A lot of trip planning can be simplified by using a trucking-specific GPS that calculates routes based on the size and weight of your truck, warns you of weather conditions, upcoming weight limits, steep grades, and even sharp curves. Obviously, trip planning won't eliminate all issues, but it will definitely help set yourself up for the best possible outcome. If you're the guy that's skipping pre-trips, speeding, and trying to figure out your route as you go, you're just asking for trouble. Next, we're talking about adverse weather conditions. As we all know, the weather can change quickly, so truckers are always prepared. A few adverse weather driving tips are reducing speed in rain, snow, or fog, using your headlights when visibility is low, increasing braking distance in wet or icy conditions, and understanding how extreme temperatures affect tire pressure. Lower temperatures cause tire pressure to drop, whereas in higher temps, it will increase. Next up is load securement and weight distribution, and these are super important. As a trucker, you need to make sure cargo is properly secured and weight is evenly distributed while in transport. If things are not secured properly, there can be weight shifts and even uneven weight distribution, which can completely change the way the truck handles. Not to mention, if things aren't strapped down properly, things could literally fall off your truck. A few best practices to follow are inspecting load ties before and during the trip, understanding weight limits for different types of cargo, checking that cargo is evenly distributed and balanced, and using the correct methods to properly secure freight. Two other topics that might be an afterthought for a lot of truckers are communication and compliance. As a trucker, even though you're driving by yourself, communication and customer service is still a skill that needs to be mastered because you're interacting with dispatchers, clients, and even other drivers. And as far as compliance goes, well, the trucking industry is heavily regulated, so a new driver needs to understand the rules and regulations. A few essential regulatory topics that help avoid fines, maintain your license, and ensure safety include hours of service regulations, which determine your driving hours, logbook management, which is the recording of your drive time, weight limits and safety checks, and drug and alcohol testing procedures. With that said, if you ever plan on starting your own trucking company, good social skills can go a long way. And if you're already up to speed on regulations, you'll be way ahead. If you have any questions or concerns about CDL training, DOT compliance, violations, you name it, give us a call, email us, or fill out the form below and we'd be happy to help. Until then, subscribe to the channel and stay up to date on all the latest trucking news.